Bill Maher is whining again, folks. Recently on Larry King Alive, he said this: I read the other day, I think only 4 in 10 Americans believe in evolution. Of course, he doesn't say macro or micro, whichever he's talking about. Punctuate equilibria. It's still not a very bright country, Larry. And I think it was interesting because Obama has made the point recently that although politicians are disagreeing about the stimulus package and whether we should spend money, government money now, taxpayer money actually, really, economists don't, and it reminded me the way politicians for years, when they talked about evolution, said, well, people disagree. Yeah, people disagree. Scientists don't disagree on evolution. There's a consensus among scientists, just as there's a consensus really among economists now that the government has to spend money. A lot of money. End quote. First, that's a fallacious ad populum appeal. The majority of people could believe the moon is made of green cheese. That would not make it so. Secondly, the Cato Institute did in fact publish a list of numerous economists who were not in favor of Obama's stimulus. One has to wonder where Bill gets his info from. Maybe he's pulling it out of Larry King's butt. Third, there are numerous scientists who doubt evolution. This gives us a glimpse of how the left operates. If they can get a consensus, even if it's a false one, then it must be true. Consensus is worth less than the paper it's printed on. There was a poll taken a little over a year ago featuring 1,000 likely U.S. voters, and it said 61% accepted that, quote, all living things have evolved over time, end quote. Of course, 36% thought all living things, quote, evolved due to natural processes such as natural selection, and 25% thought a supreme being guided the evolution of living things for the purpose of creating life in the form it exists today. When they say a supreme being guided evolution, do they mean macro or microevolution? Again, ad populum appeals are worthless, and a sign that the other side is desperate. The lefties use this kind of reasoning in the global warming debate. Consensus is worthless. I, for one, reject evolution and the atheism that comes with it. Evolution and its underlying principles have a problem right at the beginning. The laws of matter-energy conservation demonstrate to us that out of nothing, nothing comes. Nothing doesn't sit around for billions or trillions of years, produce hydrogen, eventually explode, and produce Homo sapiens sapien. To say that the universe and the laws of physics break down at a singularity is silly. It is impossible for matter to come into existence without violating energy conservation. It is customary to water down this difficulty with statements like, the laws of physics break down at a singularity. However, the essential truth remains the same. I guess to be an atheist, all you have to do is believe in magic. But don't fret, you have intellectual powerhouses like Bill Maher on your side. I would like to ask a closing question. What evolved first, blood or blood vessels? If one evolved independent of the other, why did it function? How did it function? Natural selection would have removed it, and how would they have evolved at exactly the same time? Just a thought. What evolved first, blood or blood vessels? So there you have Bill Maher lying that all the economists supported the stimulus. No, they didn't, Bill. Using an ad populum appeal, just because the majority of people believe X doesn't make it true, and they use that in the global warming debate too. I'm sure Bill's dumb enough to believe that. So, I don't know. I wouldn't put my stock in Bill Maher if I were you. But he really is quite stupid when you think about it. I could poke holes in his political statements for hours, but you don't have the time for that. Again, I'll have all the relevant links on the right side. Bill Maher is indeed an idiot. I feel sorry for him.